With a decent follow through, this build can help you gain a lead very quickly. Of course, in the meantime, Blizzopticon will simply be droning out.
Yeah, I think there must be a timing there because with two hatches you have a lot of production. You can get out a lot of Zerglings on those two hatches. Is there timing there against this build in ZVP, especially on these very close positions, for Zerglings to kind of get a run by before these cannons go up?
Well,
If it's scouted properly.
you can if they scout your nexus, or if they scout your hatchery and you see in his base that there's no gateway, they're waiting for you to throw it on that pool. So if you kill their scout, cancel your hatch, throw it on a pool, and then send in a bunch of lings, you can hit their mineral line before those cannons get up. That's fairly tricky to do, but when successful, it's very successful. It looks like Blizzopticon is opting for roaches and layer tech, probably roach speed. That's definitely a proper response. Cannons don't fare particularly well against roaches.
It almost seems like he's gonna start just walking across the map with these cannons, putting them very far out. I don't understand. I don't know the reasoning for putting it out one cannon out this far, instead of like maybe behind this pylon or something here. Maybe just doesn't. I don't know the reasoning behind that. Maybe he just felt like it. Just feels like putting a cannon out
Where?
there. The one that's like right outside of his natural, like all the way.
Oh yeah, that's not great cannon placement.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Good. I was waiting for you
No,
to kick in there and be like, no, you're not stupid.
in fact, a good sized roach attack can break what WhiteRa has up right now pretty easily. Uh,
I'm looking where you're pointing.
I didn't ping that. Somebody piggybacked into this game.
What? Who do we have in this
Somebody
game?
Nope,
No,
nobody.
it's just us.
I didn't ping that. What the
Oh,
hell?
it was me.
Oh.
It was me by accident. I
Anyway,
just realized what I did.
a roach
I pushed
attack
Alt to get rid of the health bars, and then I clicked on the
a
mini
roach
map.
attack can break this front. A little bit less likely now, but what he needs is sentries, not stalkers, really. Uh, you want to build your cannons so that they're behind big beefy buildings like a forge, so that the roaches and lings can't get at them and surround them quite so easily. But as it is, a roachling attack can actually break this if it's of a decent size, and it looks like, from the looks of it, that is what Blizzopticon is preparing to do. Since this build is actually the forge build is actually particularly strong on a map like this because it's so difficult for Zerg to take a third. In a normal situation, if you want a better map as Zerg, or at least some cross positions on this map, which is basically a different map, um, you could just like go take your third because you know Protoss isn't going to have any possibility to attack you anytime soon. So you could just go for a third base and then outproduce and turn it back into a normal game. But as it is, it looks like WhiteRa is going to take the lead on this, mostly because it's cross positions Metalopolis.
Food count is definitely in WhiteRaw's favor. 80, 90, actually, never mind, it just equalized big time. Like, a billion things must have just come out for Mr. Blizzopticon. Drone count is quite one-sided, 51 to 36. But yeah, getting 1500-ish to minerals over 1,000, definitely in the Zerg's favor. We'll see if WhiteRa is going to do anything with his push as he comes out. He needs to make sure that his Zealots are out in front to buff a lot of that damage. We'll see what he can do. There is quite a defense here for Blizzopticon. I don't know if he's going to be able to break this with this force here.
It's going to be tricky. That's a lot of Ling Roach. These Immortals, it's all going to come down really to control because there's Hydraling Roach out. Hydras and Lings, of course, destroy Immortals, and Hydras and Roaches are great against the Zealots, and of course the Lings and Hydras are great against Stalkers. So it's all going to depend on positioning and positioning and placement. He's going to run into his cannon.
Oh wow! Just pulls out at the last second, not getting any shots off. Nice Overlord placement, by the way. pretty much every base looking for expands. Could be at a few more, obviously, but it'll be interesting. This third base is always the contention, or it's just it's an open base that neither player can really have an easy time taking. Terrans like to expand to this position a lot as they just drop a planetary fortress there and kind of make that the point of contention and where they put up their defense. But we'll see if I'm curious as to where these players are going to expand to. I could see WhiteRa actually expanding to the gold and just defending and just using that as the defense. Although, yeah, you could definitely do that, I think, because there's a lot of defense paths there. Anyway, we are going to have the roaches come in.
Oh dear, this is not looking good for Blizzopticon. He did get a decent position, but those force fields are preventing a lot of those Hydras from attacking. A lot of those Zealots dying really, really fast to the Hydra DPS. Looks like all that's left. Oh, these Immortals are doing so much damage to the Roaches, though, and the Colossus is out. Start taking down these Hydras. Hydras are slow, and you're going to lose most of them.
Oh, this is the problem with Hydras.
He does manage to pull away.
You need great creep spread with those Hydras. They are so slow off creep.
Yeah, WhiteRa really didn't need to pull back there. He could have hunted those Hydras down and finished them off. And that would have been a pretty big victory. I'm really interested to see how Blizzopticon responds. He's taking a third. And he did poke enough, I think, to maybe get it, to maybe buy enough time to get a third up. But this is, he's not in a particularly good position.
I'm kind of hoping one of these guys, because what we've seen, I think the big kind of story of the night tonight is third base timings. And that is a super crucial, I guess, thing to learn. Our very own Zeltsum here had coaching with EG in control, an amazing pro gamer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the biggest things you guys talked about was third base timing and having a three base plan. Could you maybe explain that a little bit and how these guys could maybe benefit from it?
You know, I took EG in control aside, and I went, look, dude, your play is pretty good and all, but here's how you need to improve it. I'm obviously kidding. Yeah, in control is awesome and better than I am a lot. But I mean, the problem with taking a third on this map in these positions is just it's a little bit cheesy, to be honest. Like, it's so difficult to run around and grab it, especially for Zerg. This is definitely a very, very, very Protoss favored position. Just because you get to this point, it's so difficult for Protoss to take his third, or for Zerg to take his third. And Protoss, while it's not particularly difficult, it's not particularly easy for Protoss to take a third, his two-base play typically is a lot stronger than Zerg. Zerg kind of needs to be up. Like the whole point of Zerg is to be up a base, but then you have this big mobility advantage, and the advantage that you can get your expansion up while also directly increasing your production capacity, and at the same time, you can spread creep and to be able to defend it easily. But on a map like this, most of those advantages are nullified just because of the positions.
Both players getting those expansions up now. Blizzopticon's finishing first. That base is getting saturated up quite a few. And the other thing, actually, I don't know if you were mentioning this just now. I kind of teed out for a second, but I don't think you did. A lot of the things that I realized about Zerg and what kind of scares me away from playing Zerg. Actually, let's see if this engagement. I will take it. No, okay, they're not going to do it. But okay, look at all these larvae here at the third base. When they hatch, they have to run all the way the hell over here to reinforce their army. Am I not, like, isn't that like a huge, gigantic drawback to expand far away for a Zerg?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
and you can't expand anywhere else because the gold and the third are so vulnerable. Honestly, I think the bottom middle gold would have been a much better expansion choice for him. Even though it is a little bit closer to Protoss, it's a little bit easier to reinforce, and it looks like so far Zerg has been the aggressor. So definitely is that's definitely a big point to be making, is that his expansion placement could be a little bit better. But overall, there's really I don't think there's a whole lot that he can do. They
Oh,
both
oh,
have.
oh, oh! These Zerglings are gonna interrupt this Maynard over to the third base, and he sees them and actually pulls away. Wow, great reaction time. Actually, these are not even an attack move. Really unfortunate, but they are going to be able to get all the probes at this base and maybe even take out this base, which would be unfortunate that, like, 10... no, he does have some zealots there to clean that up, so this base is going to be totally fine. And those Zerglings decided to run into a gigantic Protoss ball.
Yeah, that was not incredibly wise on those Zerglings' parts. They could probably have made a better decision there. At this point, I think Blizzopticon needs to take a. I think Blizzopticon needs to Blizzop to take a fourth.
You make me laugh. You make me laugh, Zelton.
LOL, I know, right?
Totally LOL.
So I think he needs to take a fourth. Take a fourth. Blizzopticon, take a fourth. Take a fourth base. He's spread way too thin as is. But he needs to take a fourth. But it's going to be too late because WhiteRa is going to move in and kill him now. Because 2 base Zerg versus 2 base Protoss. 3 base Zerg versus 3 base Protoss. What are you going to do?
He does have a nice arc, although these Hydralisks are taking a lot of damage, not getting any Zergling or Roach buffering there. It's basically...
He didn't send his...
Holy...
Where the hell are his Colossi?
Where... What? What happened to WhiteRa here? He's getting, like, just decimated. Where are his Colossi?
I don't even know where his Colossi went.
Did they get sniped by... Wait,
they must have gotten sniped by,
Corruptors?
By Corruptors when I wasn't looking.
I mean, he somehow still comes out ahead, but with reinforcements, this is going to get cleaned up relatively easily. These Stalkers are going to go down to Zerglings. Hydra's killing off these Immortas.
Hydra's going to take care of Ling Hydra's going to take care of Immortal Stalker pretty easily.
Yeah, this
there
is
go
no
all
problem.
the Immortals. There go all the Stalkers.
Did those Colossus?
Take a fourth. Blizzopticon needs to take a fourth.
Continuing the pressure, WhiteRa is pushing out. No, gonna pull back
pull
there.
Back. Okay, Blizzopticon needs to pull back that lone Hydra because right now every single unit is going to be crucial. Also, he needs to take a fourth. Take a fourth. Take a fourth.
Yeah,
hey,
definitely.
Blizzopticon.
He could
take a fourth.
He could probably get away with expanding with his gold, and WhiteRa would never know about it.
Well, I think what he needs to do is take a fourth and harass because right now, look at this third. The third base being way far away and impossible to defend applies to both players. If he can run in there, snipe this pylon, this expansion is free. All of the probes, the Nexus, both the gases are free. Bring in the Corruptors to completely betray that he's harassing with Hydras. Hydras aren't exactly a harass unit.
Nice force field on the ramp here to delay these Hydras, which will take a million years to get back to their base because they are so slow off creep. And WhiteRa just gonna perma. Wow, this is good play by WhiteRa here.
Blizzopticon needs to pull back.
Yeah. Couple more sentries here, just gonna permanently. Oh wow, kind of weird force fields there. I guess trapping those Hydras in there and gonna clean them up.
Hydras. He still could have retreated most of them though.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big blunder by Blizzopticon. That's why Hydras aren't harassment units, because you have to commit to an attack, and what you want with harassment is just like poke in there, do as much damage as you can, and then pull out. And that's like you need like speedlings to run in here, scare like if he had spent speedlings, those Zerglings would have, or if he had spent speedlings, those sentries would have still force fielded, but he could have just like wasted a bunch of energy from those sentries and then pulled back and then sent them in. As it is, WhiteRa now pushing into Blizzopticon's third, and Blizzopticon, I think at this point, since he doesn't have a fourth, I think he should probably opt to just counterattack.
Yeah, he's left a little early there. Probably wants to try and kill those drones as well. You might as well while you're there. Although maybe he wants to pull back and get some kind of counterattack like you were talking about. But no, Blizzopticon's actually going to come in.
He's not doing anything. Ah!
Oh, I really kind of wish WhiteRa would not engage this.
And WhiteRa should have tried to pull back.
He could have. He easily could have. There, Stalkers are one of the fastest units in the game. He could have just sacked the Zealots. They are a lot faster
than actually Roaches, by the way, with speed are faster than Stalkers, even off creep.
Interesting. Okay.
By 0.05.
I had no idea. That's a nice little tidbit. We do have Blizzopticon coming in, gonna kill a whole ton of probes here at this naked base. Oh no, Manor force field. Oh, he can still slip through. Oh no, Hydralisks, turn around!
You could have killed so many probes!
Oh, those Hydras.
Killed Nexus and retreat. and take a fourth. Take a fourth! You can take a fourth while you take your third. Come on, take a fourth. Take a fourth base.
So we do have these Hydras moving back across the map now. Bit of a strange game going on, to be honest. It's entertaining as well. We have all these expansions going down. This is the pain about Metalopolis. Close ground positions is trying to expand is just such a pain in the ass. So I see a lot of two-base play on this map. A lot of